you have? 10 billion. Okay, how much did you donate? I donated 1 billion. Well, that's a good percentage. But how much money do you need to live on for the rest of your life? When you take money out of society and put it in a bank to leave it there to grow moss or whatever, fungus, when it could be helping children, it could be helping people, starving people, it could help a lot of different things. How does a rich person push that through their brain and don't understand that? Ignorance, programmed ideas. Yes, I'm prejudiced against rich people. I lived with 2 different millionaire families. One was a billionaire family at one time. And, it's sad to see the ignorance of rich people. Just to show you how ignorant it becomes. I was in a family that had $1 billion at one time, and when the stock markets crashed, lost half of it. But living in this mansion on the ocean, rich part of, I won't say where, sorry, 3 kids, a dog. All right, now the dog was limping all the time. And I said, what's wrong with the dog? Always got some kind of problem. I said, well, can you fix it? No, we got him from the pound. I said, well, what's that? Well, I'm not going to pay any money to fix his leg. Okay, that's a rich person. She was a witch, to top it all off. Claimed to be a witch, which was fine. I was a witch, too, so what? Trying to teach her daughter to become a witch, which was pretty pathetic. I'm not going to go into those details because we get really, really sick. But they had a door, a big, beautiful door. It must have weighed like 200 pounds with a metal lock and everything, but the lock was broken. I said, fix it. Oh, no, it's going to cost too much money to fix it. Too much money to fix your front door? Your lock on your door? I was going to fix it for Christmas as a gift for them, but that's when I left the family and everything. But the little trivial things that rich people do. I mean, when you talk, you got multiple millions in a bank and you can't fix a lock. But he goes, he plays. They all have sports, hobbies, and they constantly eat out one day a week. One night a week they go this place, one night a week they go there. I mean, it's like Italian night, Spanish night, pizza night, and different things like that. But Wednesday night they stay home and he makes a certain thing that they all have to eat. It's a program. They live within this program, and he lives within his own lives. The whole family does. Even though these children don't have tons of money, they all should have it now because they were all going to get $25 million when they turn 25. It was years before they were 25 when I was with them, so they should have their money by now. But it's just sad. Hopefully they grew out of what the program was. Try to keep in touch with people I know. If I love them, they stay in my life. I can't even get in touch with my first wife. I can't, because people won't let me. They're afraid, and everybody's afraid. I said, what do you think? It's too late. I mean, I know. I just like to hear people's voice and see how they survive their life. I mean, I keep eyes on everything and try to stay in touch with things that exist on this planet because they were a part of me. And love, no matter who or what or where, doesn't die. People say, well, I'll get over it. You don't get over love ever. If you do, it was never love. Some people will die and go to the grave with the love that they had, which is a good thing in one way. You can get married and all that stuff again, but without losing the love that you had. Because I guarantee your mate, your partner will say, try to live life. Enjoy what you can. People don't look at the truth behind it. Like I said, take whatever it is and analyze it and put it out there. Put it in the real world. Does it react and flow with the people? We're spiritual. Show me spiritual people on planet Earth. Show me caring people on planet Earth. Compassionate people on planet Earth. I mean, you're compassionate when your son gets picked up for robbing a store. Yeah, you're compassionate to the child. Oh, don't put him in jail. Well, what about the training? What kind of training do people give their children? None. They don't teach them anything. Do children know right from wrong? Well, there's no such thing as right and wrong. They got to learn. So why do you reincarnate? To learn anything new? Or you just like doing the things you do? And sadly, if you look at that, most people reincarnate because they're attached to those things that they do over and over. Good, bad, or indifferent. So it's easy to take the truth, analyze it, put it out there, put it out mainstream. Does it? I'm religious, I'm a Catholic, I'm Protestant, and God's protecting me. From what? What does God protect you from? Sure, you're going to get healed of cancer today, but you're going to die of cancer tomorrow. Or you're going to get smacked on a bus, or a plane's going to crash. You're going to die. You think you can control the way you're going to die? Yeah, don't eat food. You're going to get toxic, you're going to get poisons in your body. You won't live too long, but does that matter? Yes, it does to most people. Well, I got to live a long time. Do people want to see their children die? Well, if I can live to 125, so can they. No, if you're starting this ridiculous diet, taking these expensive super pills that make you live forever, you'd have to get everybody to do the same thing. And try to tell your child to do something that he has to do and say, you have to do this to live. Why do you think people do drugs? Why do you think people drink? Does anybody ever think about that? No, because they're drinking and they're smoking and they're going into La La Land. It's easy to face La La Land rather than face the truth. The truth is society is depressed. The world is depressed. And it should be. If 92% of the planet is homeless, starving, and being abused, sex slaves, and all those other words, don't you think the world is in a negative state? Oh, we're fourth, fifth dimension. Oh, going into sixth dimension. Really? And what are you going to do there? You can't understand here. It's kindergarten. If you can't understand kindergarten, how are you going to understand college? How are you going to go beyond college if you don't even understand kindergarten? Science says this and science says that. Zachariah Sitchin said this. So you believe aliens that are going to save us. You're going to believe they created us. You're going to believe how we got here. If you're a Christian, you're going to say, well, Adam and Eve, another ridiculous, retarded story. So how do we move forward? And I keep trying to do things. I go deep into it because, you know, when I say certain words, it triggers what's really happening. When people close their eyes, why? Imagine. Now go into dream world and say, what if we were friends with each other? We don't have to love each other, but just be friends with each other and listen and try not to hurt each other. Could we change? Of course we could. We can change incredibly. So I said, put your truth into action. What do you believe that? Love each other. Well, you loving a murderer, does that help the murderer or you? Does it help? Show it where it helps. Well, I gave him love, and now he wants to come out of jail and be a good person. Really? So it's not too complicated to take your truth and prove that it's a lie. Look at the world on a daily basis. Look what's happening to the planet. Look at the animals. Look at the creatures. Look at the birds, the water, the air. Everything's toxic. Does that mean something's good? Here's something that totally amazes me. All right, marijuana was legal at one point, and liquor wasn't. And they used to smoke it and never complained. I never said much about it then. All of a sudden, liquor started making money, and I said, well, we got to make money, so let's make marijuana illegal. And then cigarettes and drinking became money makers. All sports were sponsored by them. And where's all the money go? From families to sports. And where's that money go? To rich people that, because they kick a little ball around, they think they're Superman. And they deserve money. Or two people beating each other up. So all that money disappears from the United States into certain people, into some people that are making the money off of those people doing those things. Like, I don't even know if hockey would have ever made it if people didn't stop fighting during the games and stuff like that. I think they should just be thrown out completely. You whale somebody with a club or something, you should be just kicked off and thrown out and put in jail. I mean, intentionally, when they stop fighting. I'm not talking about mistakes. That's something totally different. But two people boxing, and I mean, when they brought Thai boxing to the United States, I was into martial arts, and I was going to get into it. The difference between Thai boxing in the United States and Thai boxing in the country it came from, two countries, they fought till they were killed. or they were paralyzed and unconscious. So the United States has a limit to how far you can beat somebody up. And, people died in boxing, and it wasn't too common, but a few people died. I know the family I was adopted into, she was one of the most professional boxers, fighters, Native American martial artist. Killed somebody in a ring. So how far do you go? I watched people that I know in martial arts fight. One guy blasted the other guy, and it was seriously a serious problem. So we pay money to have somebody beat somebody up. I mean, if you beat somebody up on the street, you go to jail. They get paid to beat them up, and they get money to do it and become rich. Does that sound like any kind of spiritual scenario? Football, a couple hours go by while these two groups of giant people plow into each other constantly to get this little pigskin ball somewhere. Did it help society? Did it help anything? Or it entertained me? Well, your entertainment level is pretty bad because then you're going to be drinking along with it as well. So you're not only bored, you need sports to stimulate you to drink and party and have other people around so you can scream and yell. Does that make any sense, people? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you understand where you are when you accept all this? I don't know if I said it before. I would make alcohol illegal to drink publicly. Want to drink in your house? Do it. Want to stay in your house and get drunk? Fine. Don't go out in the car and don't drive. Period. But the Native Nation in Alaska is against the law for them to drink. Now, let's put that word prejudice somewhere within that. Is somebody prejudiced? Native Americans cannot drink in Alaska? What's that mean? It means somebody somewhere is super prejudiced and passed a law on it. So now let's go further with that. As far as we can go, let's talk about a Muslim race. Oh, you're prejudiced. You said Muslims. I am. Do you understand a religion? If you don't, you need to. Well, I'm Catholic. I don't want to understand Muslims. I don't want to understand Jehovah's Witness. I don't want to study Hare Krishna. Well, you should. See what they stand for. See what they believe in. See what they're going to do in life. Do you know anything about hoodoo? The voodoo priests, what they do, how they pray, their ceremonies. Santeria. Should learn. Should understand it. I learned it when I was 16. The evil things they do. Sacrifice and all that. And then let's go to the presidencies when they talk about the New World Order and the skull and bones. Do you know that it's real? Well, so what? So what? It's just like Trump could do and say and create and change anything he wants because he's president. So what? So when the world crashes and people say, my truth said we're going to move forward spiritually, it's all going to change and become good. Yeah, when they all leave planet Earth. And the Earth's clean of it. And then it could start over. Sure, there'll always be a few souls left, just like after Atlantis went down. And believe it or not, which I learned only rather recently, there are some people that were the Knights of Templar. It's still a religion, still a path. They're more underground than any other religion. But you know what? You know who they follow? Do you know who they believe in? I'm not going to tell you. Find out. Find out what their belief system was and why it was created. I talk about it a little in my book, True Teachings of Jesus from God Realization. But are you ready for the truth? Do you want to hear it? No, I doubt it. You're happy knowing that the Anunnaki are going to save you. Or the Greys are going to bring all your families down here and we're going to live together playing with the Greys. Is that going to make anything better? His daughter. I'm not going to talk about Jesus' daughter because people don't care. People don't believe it. When I wrote my first book, I didn't even want to write about it because I knew they wouldn't listen. And then the movie came out and actually talked about it. Tom Hanks. So, and then it took me many years to finish my book about it and then to put it out there, which I put out last year. This year, kind of. Sorry about that. I'm already through the next year. But